Hi, I'm Effie. I'm hoping you can see me because this winter sun is no joke. This video is going to be a TBR for the month of April. I stopped doing TBRs a little while ago as I realised that for whatever reason I just don't do well with TBRs. However, April is the return of the magical readathon. This is the spring equinox. And I really enjoy participating, so I figured I would do a TBR. So, a little bit about Magical Readathon. It is run by Gintara at Book Roast, and it's kind of like a role-playing game, sort of. Readathon, you basically create a character for yourself, and everything you do in the Readathon, be it quests, or earning additional licenses, you're going to a magic school, so what career are you picking is all based on the kind of choices your character would make. So my character is called Odessi, and honestly they're very different from me and they've gone in different directions than I think I would have gone if it was me doing all of these things, but I think that's what makes it so enjoyable. So let me change into Odessi and let's put together a TBR. Hi, this is my character of Odessi. They are in an Elterian form, however, they are actually a Skymon who has been cursed into this form. They don't know how it happened or why it happened, and that is part of why they are at Orilium. However, they have made a pact with Lamia and are starting to come to terms with it. Previously, they were studying to become a Moon Warden. However, that career path no longer seems like the right decision, as they went on some quests last year and discovered some secrets around the deities and the formation of Aeldia, and they are now interested in uncovering more of that history and would like to become an Aeldia Excavationist. This works out quite well as there's not too many books required to complete this course, and that means that I can have quite an easy breezy TBR for the month of April. So the easiest one is definitely going to be the course of law, which this time around for law, the side quest is going to be focused on that subject. So there's no book requirement needed for law. You just have to read a single page short story of the legend of Dia. So that is what I'll be reading for law. For the subject of animal studies, I need to read a book with a yellow title. Let's have a look and see what I can find on my shelves. Apparently this was harder than I thought it was going to be, but I did find You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron. My friend gave me this for, I think it was Halloween, maybe for my birthday. And as you can see, it's got a very yellow title. I have previously read Cinderella Is Not Dead. It didn't work for me, but I definitely wanted to give Bayron another chance. So I'm pretty excited to pick this up for this readathon. For Conjuration, it is Colour Wheel, and I'm guessing that means just pick a random colour and then you've got to pick a book that relates to that in some way. In fact, let me just double check the video. I'm back and I have referred to the video, so I feel like I have a good grasp of what each of the prompts are. So what I'm going to do for Colour Wheel is I'm going to try and find one online. Let me set a screen recorder going. Okay, let's spin. Spin, 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 spin. And we have light green. Okay, so my challenge is to try and find a book that has a light green cover. I can see some green stuff behind me, so I have choices. So let's see if I can find a book that has like a light green cover that I like the idea of picking up, or at least predominantly like a lot of light green on the cover. You know what? Let's go for Strata. It's kind of open for interpretation, but I feel like there's a general light green vibe for this. And I'm hyped to pick this up because I do want to start a video series, like very much like my Darren Shan's Hugger videos, where I do a video for each Discworld book. But before I pick up the Discworld books, I wanted to pick up Strata because it was written prior to all of the Discworld books. And I know it's got a lot of echoes of what would become Discworld, so I'm very want to pick it up. I did start it previously. It's got a bookmark in from the last time I tried to read it, but this time I'm going to finish it. And the final prompt that I need to do for my character of Odessi is Restoration, and the prompt for that is a book that you think could cure slumps. So again, back to the shelves. Okay, I don't know if I kept the footage in of me picking out that book, but that was probably the quickest I picked a book. And I'm going to go with Only a Monster because I've been desperate to pick this up ever since I saw a interview between Alexis Hall and Vanessa Len, and it sounded so good and so intriguing and also very unique. So definitely want to use it as an excuse to pick it up. And I think like in terms of it being a slump buster, I think it's going to be like a really intriguing concept, and I'm going to want to just keep on diving in and picking it up. So the books that I need to read for the Magical Readathon are these. So it's a really manageable pile, and I think that looks, very, very doable. But just for fun, I thought I would go through and pick a book for all of the other prompts, partially as a kind of, my character is the sort of person that if they strolled into a class and learned something, they feel like it was because they were meant to learn it. They are very firm in their beliefs in the goddess that they follow. So I feel like my character would pick up extra classes. And also, I always feel a bit sad that I don't get to do all of the prompts. So let's have a look and see what books I would pick for the rest of the prompts. And I guess they would be my unofficial TBR. For alchemy, I need a book with a circle on the cover. That feels really specific, but hopefully I will be able to find something that has a circle or some kind of circular object. Let's go for this one. A Brighter, Darker Art by Haley Starling. And you can see there's a sort of sun motif on this character's jacket, which is very much a circle, so yay! And it's something, oh gosh, that font's a bit smaller than I expected. It's something I've been intrigued to pick up for a while because, I don't know, it looks really cute and wholesome. And this author's got quite a lot of work. In fact, I've got an arc of her newest book that comes out in, I think, May. Coup de Coeur, I believe it's called. And I read the first chapter or two. Absolutely loved it. So we'll be continuing with that. So I'm interested to read more from this author. For Art of Illusion, I need a book that has the word play or game in the title. I think this might be a more difficult one. I'm not sure if I've got a book that fits that. I feel like I almost do, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look on Storygraph because I have a feeling maybe I've got an arc that has that word in the title, but we'll see. Unfortunately, I don't have any arcs with either of those words in the title. I did have one, A Game of Love and Betrayal, but that came out this month in March. So I've obviously already read it and reviewed it, I think. Yes, It was in my Vampire Recent Reads video. So I'm going to have to try and figure out if I've got any books that have either of those words in. Oh, I have all my books catalogued. I can just have a look. I think the best one for that is going to be The Hating Game, which I'm surprised I've not picked up yet. And because I've not picked it up yet, I haven't watched the movie. So adding The Hating Game seems like a good option because it has the word game in the title and it's something I've been meaning to pick up for a very long time. The next class is astronomy, and the prompt for that is a book based on your zodiac sign. I am a Leo, so let's have a look and see what we can find for Leos. Well, the first recommendation I got was for Circe, which, although I didn't dislike it, I don't think I would actively recommend it for me. So that's a no-go. Well, I did get a recommendation for Terrangeles, which sounds or looks intriguing, but it's not out until June, unfortunately. So back to the drawing board we go. I'm not liking that a lot of these are only giving you one recommendation because you're having to keep finding another list. The next recommendation is for Come and Get It, which is out, but I don't own it. I'm going to see if it's available at the library. Like, I may not be able to get my hands on it in time. So I've got a plugin on my browser that tells me if the book's available at my local library, which is really helpful. And no, it's at none of my libraries that I have access to. Yet another back to the drawing board. I finally found one that gives me multiple choices, and I own multiple of the books. So it recommends To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which I think probably I wouldn't enjoy. Black Flamingo, which I've read twice and do enjoy. Red, White and Royal Blue, which I had a good time with. I'm not sure if I'd love it as much now because I've read 2 Casey McQuistons since then and I've not loved them. Crazy Rich Asians, which I think I own on Audible, so that would be a good shout. And The Martian, which I own the ebook for and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I think I'm going to put Crazy Rich Asians on because I'm pretty sure I own the audiobook and that'll be a nice one to sort of listen to whilst doing crafty things. For Demonology, the prompt is a book you didn't pay for, and I have borrowed from the library The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. It is currently in my other room and I'm boxed in by my lighting situation, so I can't physically get the book, but definitely gonna put The Sunlit Man on my TBR because I kind of need to read it this month because I borrowed it from the library. For Elemental Studies, the prompt is a source of light on the cover. So let's see if I can find one that fits that. Perfect. This is the second omnibus in the Saga of Darren Shan manga series. Well, it's referred to as Cirque du Freak. I think Cirque du Freak was the US title and the Saga of Darren Shan was the UK title. But you can see that there is a street lamp right there. So this counts, and I actually do need to read it next month as that is where I'm going to be up to with my Darren Shan videos because I will have just finished book 4 and be ready to move on to the manga. The next one's quite interesting. It's Spells and Incantations and it's a random number generator for title length. I'm going to see if I can get this to actually pick up on camera rather than doing a screen recording. So let me get my randomizer app open. Okay, randomizer app, yes, you can see it. So let's say between 5 letters and should we go for 25? I will pause the recording as I try and find a title though, because I suspect this is going to be one that's going to take me a minute. So between 1 and 25 and generate number, and we've got 18. So I'll see you in a sec when I find a title. It's 18 letters long. I think basically the first book I looked at fits. Let's just count. So we're not doing the spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yay! So, if I have to be haunted, I'm realising I'm creating quite a TBR for myself. Hopefully I'll manage to get through them, but if not, it's fine as long as I get through those core 3 books. For Artificary, it's a book with a lock or a key on the cover. I'm sure there are plenty of books that fit that, but I will have to have a quick look at my shelves to find one. Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to say that I'm defeated by that prompt. I cannot find any book that I own that has a lock or a key on. Oh, I guess I better check my arcs to see if I bet Coup de Coeur has one on. I'm going to double check my arcs to see if any of those have got a key or a lock on the cover, but I think I might be defeated. No, I think I am officially defeated by that prompt. I cannot find anything that has a lock or a key on. I'm sure I do have something, but I cannot find it amongst the books that I own. Like, if you can think of something really obvious that I'm missing, I will welcome it in the comments, because it's kind of frustrating to me, the fact that I couldn't seem to find anything. The next prompt is to write down 3 titles, shuffle them together, and pick one at random. So I guess I will do that. I don't have a secondary camera set up because apparently I am just silly and did not set one up. So you'll have a shaky handheld camera for this, I suppose. I don't know like what 3 titles to put on. Like, what am I really fancying reading? Choices. I like inching out of frame, aren't I? Kind of fancy reading, like rereading Watchmen. So that's one. 56 Days. I've got the audiobook of that from the library. That would be a reread. Should we just go for rereads? So, oh, that's not in focus. Sorry about that. And then The Arrival of Someday. That would also be a reread. And we'll go for that as well. So, there. Right. Okay. And then move them around. Don't know which one's which. We'll see, but the theme is reread. Okay, so which one? Should we go for this one? Okay, we'll go for this one. And it is The Arrival of Someday. So that is what I will be adding to my TBR for that specific prompt. For Psionics and Divination, the prompt is to create a prediction bingo. So since I'm buddy reading the Black Dagger Brotherhood with my best friend, whose channel is Head in the Books and is always linked in the description, I thought I would do prediction bingo for Love Eternal. So I haven't made the bingo yet, but I will insert it in post, so I'll pop it here. And my reward, I haven't decided on, but probably what I'll do is I'll make the reward that I can buy a vampire book that I've had my eye on if I manage to get prediction bingo correct. I think it's going to be fun to put together and try and like figure out some predictions for it, so I'm kind of excited to do that. And the final subject is shapeshifting, and the prompt for that is to read from an author who blurbed your last 5-star read. I don't know what my last 5-star read was. I think it might be a Fate Inked in Blood. I'm hoping I've got a copy behind me. Thank goodness I actually do have a copy of the Fate Inked in Blood behind me. So let's see who blurbed it. So we've got Elise Covo, Curry Maniscalco, and Raven Kennedy. What a selection. So I could go for... I've heard mixed things about the like Deal With, Duel With, etc. from Elise Covo. I do want to read Kingdom of the Wicked from Curry Maniscalco, and I kind of want to read, is it Guild from Raven Kennedy? I think what I'll do, probably I'll go for, I don't know. Because, like, Kingdom of the Wicked feels like an undertaking. I think if I can find a copy of Guild, is that the first Raven Kennedy? Yeah, Guild. I think if I can find a copy of Guild, I'll probably read that. And then, like, if I don't vibe with it, I'll probably maybe try, is it Duel with the Vampire Lord? And then maybe do Kingdom of the Wicked if I don't like any of those. Okay, so I think we have more of a chunky TBR now. We do have ebooks and audiobooks in addition to it, but this is what the TBR is looking like in terms of physical books. I apologise if this has been a scattered all over the place video. I very much enjoyed putting together this TBR, and I'm sure I will be updating throughout the month of April on how I get on with reading all of these books. And until next time, love you. Bye-bye.